My back lawn used to be nothing but weeds. Here's some pictures of it from a couple of years ago, if I can find any. It was nothing but clovers and dandelions. But over the years of just working on it and optimizing it, you could see those issues are no more. Oh, by the way, I'm always being asked, Jake, I know you love to do liquid everything on your lawn. Is it pet safe though? Absolutely. Hey, what's going on everybody? How you doing today? I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about something that a lot of you have been asking about, and that is, Jake, what is this N-Ext pet-friendly, all-around, low-input program that kept your back lawn green pretty much all year? Here's what it looks like right now, if you need a little context. Semi-dormant. We had a little desiccation happen here with some inadequate snow cover in this area, the wind whipping right across and sucking all the water and nutrients out of it. But anyway, with that being said, what kept it as green as it looks in this picture pretty much all year? Well, that, my friends, is what we're going to talk about in today's video. Okay, so before we get into the meat of the video, there are three things I want to go ahead and clarify. Number one, if you want any more information on these products, where you can find them, what's in them, I recommend you visit greencountyfert.com/DIY. Over there, you will have all the information you need, such as labels, everything you need there with regards to information of the products. greencountyfert.com/DIY. When in doubt, print that PDF out, my friends. Second thing, this program, as I said earlier, is pet friendly. It's safe for your pets. Any products from the N-Ext line, that is, that are used are all fertility products, specialty products, not herbicides, they're not pesticides, they're not chemicals. They are safe for your dogs. Although I do recommend waiting until after you apply them, they can track into your house. So pet friendly, safe, all good. Now, I'm not saying that about the whole program, because we do utilize some herbicides. I'm saying that more for the fertility products from the N-Ext line. The third thing I'd like to go ahead and mention, this program is really going to be very beneficial for any of you guys with cool season grass. And it'll really be beneficial for those of you guys who also reside in zones 5 through 7 in the Midwest area. Any of you guys with cool season lawns who are a little outside of that, whether it's north or south, I recommend you watch this video, although you should take it with a grain of salt. The reason I recommend that is because while you may not be able to benefit from everything in this video, it'll give you the foundation that you need to have a nice green lawn come the springtime and carry you all throughout the season. With that being said, let's dive in. So step one, coming right into the season, what we did is we came in here around mid to late March with our 2600 Green Charge product. Now, for those of you guys who've been following along for a while, you know the Green Charge product came out in spring. This was a great move on Greene County's part because I really do believe this product is so beneficial to DIYers who want to go full in liquid, because I think the one thing that has been missing for a while is a product that allows you to go a little bit higher than a quarter pound of nitrogen, which cool season lawns in this zone benefit from. So we came in with that product at 16 ounces per thousand, and that gave us about 0.34 pounds in. If I wanted to, I could have brought that up to 20, and I would have gotten just under a half pound. But based on how things went with that low rate, within 2 weeks, this lawn was lit up and green. So everything in this product, the micronutrients, the nutrient availability enhancing performers, I guess you want to call them, really did its job in making this lawn super lush and green with that low of a nitrogen input. I was blown away. It looked really good. And as an added bonus, I did throw in some aerate at 3 ounces per thousand just to allow for better airflow for air, water, and nutrient. Why not? It's a great product. You also get a little bit of potassium in there, which does help with the thickening of cell walls, which will help your plant better resist drought, stress, and disease come later on this season. That's very important. And in conjunction with that, we did come in with our pre-emergent of choice, which was none other than a granular 007 from our good friend Alan over at Yard Mastery. It's a super great pre-emergent product. As it's unlocked, there's no nutrient value in there, really. Potassium's in there. It's just a carrier that helps get us through accomplishing what we need to without having to worry about buffering up or down the nutrient load, which is why I like to keep nutrients and the pre-emergent separate. So that was round one. Round two took place about 3 to 4 weeks later. We came back in with the 1801 product, which, by the way, I would like to go ahead and digress for a second. A lot of people like to ask me, Jake, between the two products, which one do you think is better, the 2600 or the 1801? I highly recommend having both of them in the arsenal, because at the end of the day, the 2600 being available to DIYers now is another tool in your toolbox. Now, if you were to ask me though, which one should I go with? I would say the 2600, because if you want to spike in micronutrients and be a little more unlocked with it, you could do so with products like the 002, and if you want to get some more humic in there, the humic 12 is a great product to use. Yeah, there's so many different directions you can go with these products, so that's what I would recommend. But anyway, getting back to the basis of it, have both of them in your toolbox. I would highly recommend that, because in my opinion, the 2600 is perfect for that springtime kickoff application to give you everything your lawn will need to wake up strong, thick, green, and vigorous in the springtime in under 2 weeks, like you saw in that video there. Whereas the 1801, I think that's a little bit of a great carrier product to continue the release of nitrogen, right? You get that over third pound of N to wake your lawn up, again, assuming you're compensating with humic 12, the RGS, and aerate, maybe even the microgreen if you apply the biostimulant pack. Things are going to look good with that low of an input. Whereas 1801 is a great carrier in the springtime for an additional quarter pound of N, which I think is perfect anyway, because in the springtime, that's the biggest growth spike we're going to get. So one way to balance it out is to actually regulate the amount of nitrogen you're putting in the springtime with that 1801 product. So we applied that a little bit on the higher end of 16 ounces per 1,000, gave us a quarter pound of nitrogen. And on top of that, we also put in some RGS to help stimulate some root growth into the space that we created with that N-Ext aerate product. And in addition to that, in terms of weeds and grubs, we were very proactive with what we did there as well. We came in with our dandelion control, T-Zone. I really do think it's a great herbicide to use in the springtime with cooler temperatures, as ester is the formulation. Ester does better with cooler temperatures, so we used T-Zone on the lawn, and we actually did a blanket application, which to a lot of people, that's a little unconventional, but that's okay. I like to do that in the springtime just to ensure that I get any and all dandelions that are popping up, so that by the time I get to summer, fall, I don't have to worry about them. I was very thorough and proactive when spraying them in their earlier phases in the springtime. Now, that's not to say that I probably won't see any later on, but as a result, I should see far fewer of them popping up with that application, and in addition to that, caring for the soil with that N-Ext humic 12 application that we've talked about before in the off season. So that was step 2. Step 3 and 4 were pretty much the same. We came in with the 901 Green Start product, and we applied that at a rate of 16 ounces per 1,000. That gave us a very low amount of nitrogen, actually. That was about 0.11. And on top of that, we also came in with the dethatch product both times. These applications were spaced apart, I want to say about every 4 to 5 weeks. I did this about 2 or 3 times in the summer months when the lawn wasn't actively growing. We brought in that 901 product because it does really, really well on non-irrigated, stressed out turf, right? We got a little bit of nitrogen in there, not too much, and on top of that, we got a little bit of potassium to carry us through that stressful period of summer where the lawn did indeed almost go into dormancy. But when we applied this, it did just fine. And we came in with imidacloprid to control the grubs that we did have to water in, which we did, and pretty successful with that. Although we only did that the first time out of the 3 times that we did those applications spaced apart every 3 to 4 weeks. Just to give you an idea on dates when we did it, I think we did late June, late July, and one additional time in August. And then once we got to September, where we were starting to check back into optimal growing conditions, temperatures coming down, days getting shorter, came in at 16 ounces per thousand with the 1801, as well as RGS. The application rate for RGS was 3 ounces per thousand, and all the applications were utilized RGS. 3 ounces per thousand was all we needed of that, and the 1801 came in at that maintenance rate of 16 ounces per thousand. 3 to 4 weeks later, as we were approaching the end of September, we came in at 18 ounces per thousand with the 1801 again, which gave us a little over a third pound of nitrogen just to wake things up a little bit more and strengthen them as we were approaching the end of our season. And then our 7th or 8th, we came in again with the 2600 product that we talked about the very beginning of this season at that same rate of 16 ounces per thousand. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about my back lawn real quick and how impressed I am with how everything is faring out right now. And I just want to talk to you guys about the overall history of this and how we've kind of gotten things back on track. That's all we needed. And we applied that here with the air rate product. Again, the air rate product, all the times we used air rate was very small rate. It was actually 3 ounces per thousand. That was all we used in conjunction with the 2600. Perfect application to keep this lawn green for Halloween. And then by the time we got to wintertime, November, December, it held this really nice green color, which you can actually see right now if we look at it in areas like here, where again it had sufficient snow cover. Looks pretty green. When you look over here, did hurt a little bit with the desiccation, but showing you pictures before the desiccation happened, you could see. I'm always being asked, Jake, I know you love to do liquid everything on your lawn. Is it pet safe though? Absolutely. Just make sure that you're smart with it. This is what I tell everybody. I tell my customers this too. Make sure you water it in. If you need foot traffic on it immediately right after, like letting the dog out, doing whatever. If you don't need to do any of that, just wait 24 hours. If you're unsure after that, wait another 24 hours, and then you should be golden. But if you can water it in, it really does pay off and it really does help. Now, I probably should add in here, if you are spraying herbicides, you should definitely stay off that for a while. Let that dry, then you're good to go. We yielded a pretty green, thick, lush stand of turf, so I'm very happy with that. We didn't really use a whole lot. All we did in the off season, we came in with those monthly applications of Humic 12 to ensure that our soil had the best chance of succeeding for our grass. And then we adjusted what products we used and our application rates based on the time of year. And as a result, the grass was just greener and more resilient all around. And I'm telling you guys, if you take this knowledge and apply it to your lawn, it's gonna look great. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you've been on a high-end granular program for a while, it is gonna take a little bit of time to adjust because your lawn does need to wean off being spoiled with all that nitrogen. But over time, say around year 2 and 3, it'll start to look really good. You'll start to notice that grass will start to hold a nice green color with those fewer inputs. So very nice, very thorough program you could run on your lawn. It is pet safe. I will say when you spray your herbicides and your pesticides, which we do come in occasionally throughout the year, and we do spray our weed killers again if need be, if we see the weeds. However, anything after that first application is a spot spray application. We're only spraying weeds where we see them and not where we don't. And we practice that very hard later on in the season. And sometimes we let a few weeds in there. You know why? Because over time, they will go away as you work on thickening your lawn. Your lawn gets so thick to the point where weeds can't even grow in anymore. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, guys. When you work on your lawn, you pay attention to it. My back lawn used to be nothing but weeds. Here's some pictures of it from a couple of years ago, if I could find any. It was nothing but clovers and dandelions. But over the years of just working on it and optimizing it, you could see those issues are no more. And it can be the same for you. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what questions you have. If you have any stories of a similar program you ran and how it worked out for your turf, I would love to hear all about it. And so would the team at Greene County Fert. Please leave that down below. Let us know what you think.